Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of the Digital Commando show. Once again, I've got some fantastic guests for you this evening, and we are staying on with our earlier topic of Tuesday trends. So, just as a recap of what we're going to be covering today, we have what is your current focus and strategy? So, you looking for a marketing strategy while you're in lockdown? We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to go on to what content and to create and why to create content. We'll go on to that as well. And then finally, we're going to get the 3 top social media tips for success from our guests. So really, really exciting. So I should probably bring them in for you, shouldn't I? Okay, then let's get them. So guys, today I have for you Mark and Samantha. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So, Mark, firstly, over to you.
Thank you very, very much. My name's Mark Hines from Comedy at Work. We do all things comedy. We generally put on comedy shows, and we bring in a local charity to basically run the bar and take all the profits and make loads of money out of it. We also do workshops for children, for people who getting ready to do their wedding speeches. We coach them through everything from finding the funny in their speech right the way through to like dealing with their nerves, because a lot of people haven't spoken in public before. And we also teach businesses how to present, whether they're presenting to one person or they're presenting to 300 at a conference. That's really, really what we do. And we've been struck really badly by this coronavirus thing, because it's effectively shut us down. But we are out there getting contacts now, and we've moved a lot of our content onto online services, such as our workshops have gone online now. And that's really, really where we're at. But we're finding that social media and getting stuff out there is a really, really important aspect, basically of keeping our name alive and keeping us in people's minds. So that's me. That's what we do.
Superb. Thank you, Mark. And I wish I knew about you guys when I did my last Best Man speech, because I thought it was really funny, but I think I was the only one that thought it was really funny. I wish I had you guys like a little earpiece or something. That would be absolutely awesome. Now, over to probably one of the most beautiful people I know inside and out, the fantastic Samantha Bumford.
Hello, everyone. So I am Samantha Bumford, and I am 27. By trade, I work with children, so I do a lot of teaching. So at the moment, I'm a key worker, and I have a lot of background in the beauty industry. I've been involved with Miss England, which is an incredible organisation. It's brought me to where I am today, and to be able to help the amount of people I have. I have the title Miss South Coast Charity Queen and Miss Paul Current. They are titles that I have for a lifetime, because I raised over £50,000 for various different charities and attended over 750 events, from sort of wing walking, jumping out of aeroplanes, doing some really crazy stuff, diving with the sharks. And basically everything I do is orientated around children and around charities. So that's a little bit about me. And hello.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And to both of you, thank you very much for joining me. Guys, we've got a really, really good feel today. I like how you've both got a charity element to what you do. So that's absolutely great. And thank you for taking the time. Guys, for everybody watching, we've got 2 fantastic guests for you, and they're giving up their time tonight. And I only ask one thing in return, and that's if you feel like you know someone that can benefit from what we're talking about today, then please do tag them in the comments and share or share the overall video of them. So that's it from me. Right, guys, let's get stuck in. So the first thing we want to talk about is, we're in a very weird time, especially for businesses or individuals that are trying to promote either their companies or their personal brands. Now, lockdown, it's been a bit of a head spinner, but what can we do as a bit of a strategy, or what are you guys currently doing that currently works for you? So I'm going to head over to you first, Mark, if that's all right.
Yep. What we're currently doing at the moment is we're mainly keeping ourselves out there. A lot of our stuff is face-to-face, dealing with groups, dealing with individuals. So it's pretty difficult for us to make the change over to this digital system. And what we're doing is we're just keeping in contact with people, with the people we've spoke to before, all our contact. And we've actually made loads of new contacts just by keeping ourselves out there and keeping ourselves visible, be it through Facebook, LinkedIn. We do a little bit of Instagram, but basically for us, it's Facebook and LinkedIn. LinkedIn, especially business-wise, has been really good for us.
I would absolutely agree with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so key right now. So for anybody that watched my earlier show, this was one of my top 3 social media tips. So it was one of the 2 things you needed to do with LinkedIn and TikTok, because they're the biggest ones for organic reach right now. So if you're not on those, jump on them, especially if your marketing budgets are a bit tight at the minute. So yeah, LinkedIn is so good. And it has been for a long, long time. So definitely get onto LinkedIn, guys. Right, Samantha, over to you.
So yeah, mine's a little bit different, because obviously I do loads of different things. I represent different businesses and different charities. But obviously with COVID at the moment, there are so many people that just kind of need contact and need to see a happy, smiley face. So everything that I've been doing on social media is me smiling, me saying, guys, get up every morning, have a smile, because I always say that give someone your smile. You never know what kind of day someone's having. And especially social media is such a powerful thing. People don't realize that actually you can post up a picture of a really nice day and someone might see it and go, do you know, that is so lovely, or that's reminded me of something, or, the different things that we do can have a huge impact on others. So everything I post, you'll always see me smiling and happy and talking about positivity, because I very much believe in sort of the gratitude of life. And actually, even though what's going on is absolutely horrific and terrible, but it's brought some families together, and people are spending more time with the people that they wouldn't necessarily if you're lucky enough to be in that situation. And it's just all about being there for someone. I've been doing so many different FaceTimes and so many different phone calls, messages. I speak to a really good friend of mine, Jeffro, most days, and we just message each other. We FaceTime, and we're just there for each other. And lots of my other friends. I've had people that have messaged me. Obviously, I won't mention names because I haven't had the permission, but obviously I have from Jeffro, but others. And I've had messages saying, Sam, I really am struggling at the moment. I feel really down. What should I do? You're always so happy and bubbly. How can I get myself out of this negative feeling? And I just support them through it, talk to them, make them laugh, tell them a funny story about how, I've done something, and, just being there for someone, just being at the other side of the phone, whether it's on social media, whether it's on anything else. And I think from my point of view, from the way I market things and the way I post things, I will link everything into one. So obviously I absolutely love my spine sunglasses. Everyone always sees me in these. You've probably seen all my posts, and they represent quite a lot for me. And so, just posting in the sunshine in my sunglasses, smiling, everything's great. It's just keeping that positive vibe going, really.
I love that, Sam. I think that's absolutely wicked. The positive content, and I love what you say about a smile. I've heard you say that before, actually. I think probably on the podcast, which is quite funny, actually.
Yeah.
We were talking of funny stories. That was quite a funny story. I think if anybody watched it, and I will put that out at some point, it will be coming out at some point, the actual video. But I'll put in the first bit as well, which is me ridiculously nervous before I do the interview, and I'm the one interviewing you.
I know.
It's bonkers. But yeah, no, I love that. And you said about a smile, and smiles are very much contagious. You notice that when you walk down the street and you smile at someone in the morning, and they smile back and they feel good, and they'll smile at someone else and pay it forward, and that's how it goes. So guys, yeah, a smile really does go a long way. We talk about gratitude. You mentioned gratitude there, Sam. Gratitude's a huge thing for me, and I think it's really worth practicing gratitude from a business and a personal side. And we talk about that on the Thursday shows. But yeah, great to hear about your friend Jeffro. What a cool name!
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Jeffro. Is that real?
Yeah, it's real name. Mm-hmm. He's a very, very good friend.
I love that. But we've had feedback from, again, it was one of the best things about doing this show. So we've done 16 episodes. We've just hit 60,000 views. I'm so happy with that. Boom.
Nice.
60,000 views in like just over a week. So that's incredible. So thank you everyone who watched. And the feedback that I've had from this show and from the guests, just like you guys that have been on the show, that is so nice to hear, where we've had multiple messages from people just saying, do you know what, I was feeling really down, struggling to kind of get out of bed in the morning, just haven't got that motivation. I watched your show, I've been inspired, I got up today, I had a shower, I'm feeling really positive, I've put some new business ideas together and I really want to get going with it. And that kind of, do you know what, I'm like, do you know what, one message like that made the whole show really worth it. It's kind of, if we're having an impact, then we'll carry on doing it, guys. We will carry on doing it if you want us to carry on doing it. Until you tell me to sod off, I'm going to carry on. Don't put that in the comments. Yeah. And if you haven't seen Sam with our sunglasses, then check out any picture of Sam. So there you go. They're there now.
I didn't recognise them without them.
Love that.
Rain or shine, sunglasses are on.
Absolutely.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit there about positive content, but what other kinds of content are you guys putting out at the minute specifically for your audiences? Mark, should we go to you first?
Yeah, far away.
Go for it.
Yeah, just before we go, it's what you were talking there about positivity and putting it onto someone else, just before I go into the content bit of it. There's an important part about for yourself as well, and it's a really small technique. Just laugh, fake a laugh. Just fake a laugh when you're in the shower. If you're feeling down or just fake a laugh, you'll feel better. You will feel better, and whatever hormone it releases a good one. And just laughing to yourself and about yourself is great medicine during these times. And now I've forgotten the question. What was it?
Well, that's all right. I'll tell you the question and then I'll say something else. So the question is what content to create and why during lockdown.
Okay.
But when you mentioned about laughing, it's so good because I think you know James, don't you, Mark?
David Ainsworth, yeah.
Yes, the laughter yoga.
Yep.
Which, whoa. Now, I have done this once before in Dubai, and it was weird then, right? And then I've seen James loads of times. He used to come to the Coventry group that I used to run, which was really cool. And then I'd never had the actual chance to do the laughter yoga with him. And I did it it was actually on a live thing.
Yeah.
We had like a group of people I think it was one of the 4 networking groups, and he did like this 10-20 minute laughter yoga session, and it was bonkers. It was absolutely mad. And I think everyone kind of feels quite strange, but I kind of went with it. And there is a clip of me somewhere where I've gone so crazy for it. I was sat exactly here and I'm kind of really going for it, and I broke the chair. Like I nearly literally laughed myself off the chair. So
brilliant.
If anybody hasn't tried laughter yoga, I would definitely say just give it a go. It's bonkers, but you know what? You feel great afterwards.
Exactly. That's all.
Sounds like a bit of me.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Great for corporate parties to break the ice and stuff. Really, really good. All right, good off piece. So the question, content.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
We'll get there.
I mean, for us in our industry, comedy, I mean, the whole of Facebook has been like bombarded with like comedians and stuff like that trying to put out content. So for us, it's really about rising above the noise and making ourselves stand out, which is a hard part from us. But like I said, we've moved more onto LinkedIn because we find it better for as a business. But what we've noticed, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook, is when you're doing content rather than just blurting something out there, try and tell a story, because you've got to hook them in. So a lot of our stuff that's going out now is a personal story linked into what we're trying to say or what we're trying to do, trying to get them like hooked in, because like I said, there is a lot of noise out there and people are just flicking through, and the chances of them actually picking up and clicking on your post is quite slim. So you've got to have something different out there. And that's what we're working hard on at the moment, just to bring in new people who want to speak to us. So that's what I'd say about content. Is just basically we're looking to get the stories out there, trying to drag people in.
It's a great way to do it, and I love the storytelling side, and I talk about it quite a lot. And I think I mentioned it on the show this morning, which was about, I'm going to use the same guy, Bob, who builds chairs. Now, if you put pictures of chairs, they might be really nice, but if you put pictures of the chairs that you make every day on the internet, over time it can get a little bit mundane, and people kind of switch off to it.
Yeah.
Okay, another product. But when you start telling the story about Bob, who builds the chairs, and Bob's family, and how Bob's been in the industry for 20 years. And this is actually Bob working on upholstering his chair and stuff like that. That resonates with people so much more, and they get to know Bob. And then what I love is you'll buy the chair, and when your friends come round, let me tell you about this chair.
Yeah.
Always works.
Yeah.
So you get a story with it, and everyone loves a story.
Yeah.
Sam, we're going to go to you, but has your dog commented?
No, that's my mum.
Simba's the dog's name, though, right?
Yeah, but mum.
That would have been embarrassing if I got that wrong.
Mum obviously works with children like I do, but she doesn't risk having Facebook. So she has Facebook, but under my dog, yes.
Just popped up. So what's the story of Monsters, Inc.?
Oh gosh, I can't believe she just said that. So basically, you're gonna love this. Everyone's gonna laugh, right? So you were saying about the whole laughing. This is gonna just crack everybody up. So I'm a key worker, as I said. So at the moment, I am going into work every 3 weeks for a week. Now, my mum and I worked out a little system when we found out that we were going to be going in every now and then, and it was almost going to put everyone at risk because that's what key workers do. So we had to work out a system where my phone's just fallen, where we can keep, honestly, the phone's just going already before I've even told the story, where we can keep everybody safe. So my dad and my mum turned around and said it's going to be like a series of Monsters, Inc. when you come home. And I was like, haha, we're funny. No, really. They made me, we would go through the hall and I would strip off completely in the hall. Mum would come out with her rubber gloves and pick up all my stuff. And she'd disinfect everything. I had to run straight up to the showers without obviously being caught naked anywhere. So I'm in the middle of the hall, like I've got to go upstairs and get changed. So I'm running upstairs, get in the shower, do my shower, come downstairs, and everything's clean. But it literally was a series of Monsters, Inc. Dad would be nowhere in sight. Like Dad was nowhere. I don't know where he was hiding, but he didn't want to be nowhere near me when I came through those doors every day, honestly. And then, Mum would you just see Mum with her little rubber gloves come through and just pick everything up, and she's got a wipe and she's wiping it all down frantically. I'm like, for goodness sake, right? There's no need for this. But we call it a Monsters, Inc. Definitely.
They don't hold you down and shave you.
Say again?
They don't hold you down and shave you because you're touched with human.
I was worried about that part. When Dad first said this is going to be like Monsters, Inc., I was like, you're not shaving me. We're not getting the hose out. Now, that was suggested at one point to take me in the garden and hose me down. Nah, far too cold for that. Then before we got to the whole hall idea, it was going to be on the deck in front of all the neighbours. Yeah, okay. No, that's not happening.
I'm sure there's some charity money to be raised there.
Oh, I reckon so.
I'm thinking that.
Oh, it was funny.
Oh, funny.
You thing is, in situations like this, you've got to make some fun out of it because otherwise things aren't miserable. And I'm very much about being a positive Polly and being like, okay, this situation is awful, but how can we make it, livable, doable, happy in some sort of element? And that's what we do. And I learned that very much from my family. So
yeah,
you should come back to my village. It's hilarious. If I go to the shop in the middle of the day and drive back, there's like one street that I drive through, and I'm sure like none of them have got back gardens. They just all come outside to the front, and it's like a barbecue off. Everyone's got barbecues out. It's not even that hot. Barbecues out, cooking away, all having a chat. Obviously social distancing because they're across the road from each other, which is good. But it's like a little community party. I'm a bit jealous. stand in the middle of the road or something.
Can I just pick up on something that Sam just said there? It's actually something that we use in our sort of wedding coaching and stuff like that. Sam, you just referred to it as an awful situation. I would never refer to it as that. I don't put that sort of negative. It's like awful, desperate. It's like I've taken that out of the vocabulary, and all of a sudden it's like the laughter yoga. Eventually, it goes into your mind. It's just a situation. It's the same. We do it with the wedding coach where we say to them, like, the minute you start speaking to us, you're never to refer to it as you being nervous. You're always to refer to it that you're excited, and eventually the mindset changes. And a lot of people are walking around going, "Oh, this is awful. This is desperate. Oh, this is unprecedented." Yeah. It's like lose those words. Don't need them. It's just a situation that we'll get through, and it will all be fine, and we'll come out stronger the other side. Whatever way you want to put the more positive spin, rather than putting that negativity in. That's what we're trying to get across to people. It's like, look, don't refer to it as an awful situation. It's just a situation.
I love that.
Things that we do
that from now on.
We do it in the mornings. So anybody's got kind of a morning routine to get themselves motivated. I wake up in the morning and I say things to myself in the present that I kind of want to be in the future, in a kind of sense. But as in, I am this. I might not be yet, but it's that. It's a good idea. Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah. Cool. Right then, back on to where we were.
Thanks, Mum.
Even I'm lost. Content. What content to create and why? Over to you, Sam.
Yeah, so similar to what I was saying before, it's all got to be positive. It's all got to be things that show people that actually it's all good. You know, we're going to power through this and, you know, take every day as it comes. So everything that I've been posting has been all about, you know what, it's so beautiful outside, and you know, we really should be valuing how beautiful our environment is, and that's basically it, really. It's just all about being that person that people look at and go, okay, well, if they can be positive, so can I. And it's like a dominoes effect, isn't it? If one person's, if you're a positive person, you're around people who are maybe a little bit down, you tend to kind of try and rile them up. And the more positivity you can give out, the more hopefully those people that are slightly a little bit negative about the situation, and like you were saying, is like changing that mindset. And it's really, that really made me think, actually, because just changing those words of, it's just a situation, it's just another day, not saying this is horrible, you know, we're going through a really, really bad time. No, because actually the more I'm thinking about it now is actually the more I'm sitting there going, well, it's just another thing that's going on. We can get through this. We are getting through this. It's just another day. Not look at it as everything's gone to pot, because it hasn't. You know, there are positive elements to it.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And I think there's so many people that I keep talking to that keep going, so, well, when everything goes back to normal, and I keep going, no, it's not going to happen. Like, there is normal is gone.
What is normal? Thing is, what is normal? I never understand that. If someone says, oh, it's been a normal day today, or I want to go back to normality. What is normality? None of us know.
Everyone knows.
It is. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, so what could be normal to someone could be completely abnormal to another person. We all have our lives, and we choose to live it how we do. And, you know, I'm very much someone who, you either love me or you hate me. I'm like Marmite. I'm really annoying to some people. The people that are really negative and can't see happiness, they don't like me because they're like, why is she so positive all the time? But that is just how I am. And I love everybody. I don't have malice against anybody. And I will talk to anyone and support anyone through whatever it is. And I do that. I have people that have messaged me on Facebook and go, I'm really sorry, I don't know you. I've, you know, seen you somewhere, and actually I really need some help. And I'm like, right, let's do this. I don't question it.
It's a great way to be, and it's quite selfless as well. And I know that you do that because we spoke about before on the podcast about how the first time we actually met, that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? So we met at, you were all looking all dressed up and everything else. I think I was in a tux, looking nothing like James Bond, unfortunately.
You looked great.
The Venus Awards, And Mark, honestly, it was quite scary. They were like, so where am I sat? And they went, you're sat over there next to Miss Paul, Miss South Coast, Miss England charity, social media. And I was like, you're next to like Miss England. Whoa. I was all nervous. And then suddenly Sam starts talking. Hey, how are you? And like, I was like, oh, wow. And you just straight away, everybody gets to know you. You're so approachable. You're not the stereotype, I would guess, that some people would come across as like, what they call it, the pageant queens. Is that how you would refer to them?
Pageant world. But Miss England girls aren't. Like, honestly,
No,
I've not met one Miss England girl who is a typical, what people would say, pageant girl. Like, we all want to help people. That's why we enter Miss England. We don't enter it to be like, I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm one of the people that will say, I don't look at myself as beautiful on the outside by any means. It's all about being that genuine person that people can look up to and be a role model. What is beauty? To someone, beauty could be someone who wears a lot of makeup and has perfect hair. I mean, I'm wearing not much makeup. My hair is a mess, but I'm myself. I am who I am, This is what it's about.
I've probably got more makeup on than you.
So, Stefan, what you're saying is that you were shocked that she's just a normal person.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Well, you're gonna have to watch next Monday. This coming Monday. Now we've got Miss New York from America.
Amazing!
It'll be quite cool on our evening show. But I completely agree, and I think it's good that message is getting out there, especially from the Miss England competitions. That you're quite normal.
I am. I'm approachable. I'm not a typical sort of.
Maybe not normal, but.
Oh, wow, definitely not normal. I wouldn't count myself as normal, no.
Normal,
but that's okay.
But I love the optimism and the positivity. People refer to me as like the most optimistic man in England because I can always see the light in a bad situation, and I always try and spin everything. I think everybody on here, I think we're all in that kind of same mentality that we're not having a bad day. Let's just switch it up and go right. Let's change it. Let's do something different.
Yeah,
right then.
And that goes back. So I was going to say that goes back to the gratitude thing as well. Is look, we all have bad days. We all have them, but they pass. You can both. I'm sure you both and anyone that's listening can remember a time when they had the absolute terror of a day, but you're still here. You're still here. Yeah. Just be grateful every morning you wake up. That's all you have to be grateful for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. And there's no such thing as a bad day. I don't believe in a bad day. I think you have a bad moment. So I'm not feeling great in the moment. Take yourself out of the moment and go and do something. Now, I go a bit, I'm such an extremist. I go so extreme. So if I'm like, I'm just not feeling it today, I'll be like, I'm going snowboarding, boom. And I'll just go indoor snowboarding in Tamworth or something. Yeah, and then I'm out and go, come back, I'm more refreshed. And I'm like, I had such a good day yesterday and I'm positive for the rest of the week. But it doesn't have to be that extreme. For some people, it can just be what gets you out of that current mood. Is it just a case of go and have a cup of tea? So you get up or go for a quick run, have a quick workout. Just find something that lifts you back up again and get you out of that current headspace and then get back into it. Do not jump onto social media. Do not read the news.
No. Do you know what? I haven't read the news properly in probably about 3 or 4 years. The only news I get is what I see at the petrol garage on the papers, on the headlines, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to read. Don't want to know about it. I don't need to know about it. There's nothing in those newspapers that's going to change my life.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, I like that. I work about 3 weeks and I feel quite good. And even on your Facebook feeds and stuff like that, cut out all the BBC news and all that. You just don't need it. It's just actually irrelevant in your life. It's your basic friend. It's your friends and your family that matter, and that's what you need. So although we use Facebook, I hate being on it. I absolutely hate being on it. Don't say that to people. This is my job.
I know. But it's just I don't know, just like an echo chamber. And it goes back to what you were saying about people feeding off your positivity. They also feed off your negativity as well.
Yes.
And that's the thing when I was saying about don't define it as an awful situation. Because if you say that or I say that and the other person's thinking, You come together, and then it's
Straight
really
away.
awful, and then you can confirm to each other how awful it really is.
Yeah, like,
No, yeah, big old
straight down the
circle,
bugger.
big old circle of rubbish.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right, then going back to what you said a minute ago, Mark, about how much you love Facebook. What are your top 3 social media tips for success?
Okay, well, Gav, yeah, I sort of led myself into it. Top 3 is, number 1 would be careful what you post, make it unique. Yeah, because you'll find that a lot of people are posting the same thing over and over again, maybe slightly different words. So make whatever you post, even if you only post once a day, make sure it's a unique bit of content. Number 2 would be going back to what I already said, is make it a story, make it something that people want to read. And number 3, and actually I should have put this as number 1, whatever you're posting, make it positive. Make it absolutely positive. Be the light, even if you're going against the flow of your feeds or whatever. Be the positive light, because you'll attract people towards you, because they'll be looking for the positivity, and they'll want to read good stories. Even if you have to put a picture of a kitten, I don't know, whatever. But whatever it is, make it positive.
I love that, Mark. So positive, unique stories. Yeah, do that. That is absolutely that's spot on. I really like that. I'm not going to add any words. I don't need to. Right, Sam, over to you.
So I very much agree with what Mark said. It's all about positivity. So whenever I post anything, you will always see on my social media, or I would never post had a bad day or feeling rubbish or anything like that. It's always, even if I maybe have had, we'll call it a moment, because I really like that. I've had a moment where something's happened and it's made me feel a little bit upset. I will never post about it. I don't believe in it, because the minute you put negativity out there, that is exactly when, like you said, Mark, very much someone who's negative is then going to jump on that, and it would then become a very horrible atmosphere. So you've always got to be positive. But also, Stefan, when we spoke before, you know me, I don't have specific things that I do. I just kind of wing it. we just go for it. It's just about having fun and being yourself. Like, for one thing, I massively believe, and I've believed my whole life since I was born, and I very much feel I get this from my parents because they're extremely down-to-earth people, is just be yourself. People will love you for you. And if they don't need you. Don't need people there that are just going to cause negativity or anything, because actually, as long as you're yourself and you love yourself and you're happy with what you're doing and you're helping people, that is all that matters. So, that's why I used to do all my Facebook lives all the time, and I used to just be crazy, and I'd knock something over, crazy things would happen in my lives, and I actually had people messaging me going, did you mean to do that? Because that was quite funny and I quite enjoyed watching that. And we all think, what are you going to do next, Sam? I kind of built up this whole, I'd go live and people would be commenting going, right, what's she going to do now? Uh-oh, look what she's doing. Because it's a person. People, and it goes back to what you were saying, Mark, earlier, and I really, really love that. It's people, kind of buying to you as an organization, you as a person, and you've got to be personal about it and put your own kind of experience, your own story. And that's why, with what happened to me, obviously, with what Stefan and I talked about, LinkedIn was when I got stalked. And actually, I could have sat there and just kind of sat in my little chair and gone, oh, I don't know what to do. But actually, I spoke about it. And from speaking about it, I met the most amazing people. I met someone called Sunny Angel, who's been through hell and back. And I've asked permission to mention her, because she's she's one of the most positive people. You guys would love her. She's incredible. Like, you'll message her and you'll say, like, oh, this has happened and I'm not really sure how to deal with this. And she'll go, positivity girl. And I think she's very much at that front of why I am such a positive person. Her, my family, and close friends, really. And Sunny and I are very similar in things that we've gone through. She's gone through a lot worse than me, but it's kind of linking together and being there for one another. So with social media, it's about connecting and, just believing in what you're posting. I never, and I say this about everything I do, I never ever post about something I don't believe in. I will never promote something I don't believe in. I just don't do it. I do everything for charity, everything for businesses. And I've got people that say to me, do you get paid for that? I'm like, that'd be ridiculous. It's all unpaid because I don't want to be paid for it. I've got my teaching job, which I absolutely love. It's not, for me, it's not about being paid for what I do. It's if I can help just one person, then my day is brilliant and my job is done, basically.
I love that. I think that brings on so much. It resonates with you, but obviously it's very much you. And for people that, being real is so key online. It's tiring trying to fake it all the time. It really is. If you create this fake persona, and then you have, but I used to do it. I used to walk around in a suit every day, and I used to hate it. It was horrible. I don't like wearing a suit. I used to work in the corporate world. I was suited and booted, 3-piece every day. And then I moved to Dubai, did the same thing, and it's really hot in Dubai. 3-piece suits is not the place to wear a suit.
Can I just say on something, that thing about being yourself? That's really important. When before I went on to like the company I've set up now, from where I was sort of in a really bad place. And one of the things I sorted out in my head was that I wasn't myself. And it's for anyone out there, that's really destructive not to be it. One of the ways I spotted it was I can walk into a room with 100 people and I could get every one of those 100 people to like me, but at no point would I have been myself. And it's the point that you've always got to get through your head that some people just won't like you.
Yeah.
And it's actually accepting that. And that's a big thing with the social media as well. Accept that some of the stuff, people just won't like you. No matter how positive you are, your positivity will just completely repulse them because it doesn't fit their worldview. And it's really about being yourself and being, if you're hyper positive, be hyper positive. If you're just positive, just be positive. Whatever way you are, be that, and it will come across and eventually, because then you're not faking it at any point. And it's really, and you're not faking it to yourself as well.
Yeah,
well, that's
absolutely.
it. And I think it's really, really tiring to do that consistently. So just don't put yourself through the stress of having to try and be something that you're not, because you'll find out that if you're working 6 hours a day and you're knackered because you're faking it, trying to be something that you're not, you'll get a lot more hours out of the day if you're just being yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Mark, you literally stole the words out of my mouth. There's a lot of people that won't do this. They won't go online and do a live stream. A lot of that is down to fear. They're scared that people won't like what they're saying. And Sam, you've been in the public eye quite a lot for lots of great stuff that you've done. Mark, you probably have as well. I not so much. But it's one of these things that, like, we're doing. This show's got 60,000 views. Do I think for a second that everybody likes it? Of course not. Right.
There's some people watching just to not like it.
There's some people that hate me on here. I think there's I reckon 90% of the people here don't like me. But carry on watching, comment, like it, share it with your friends. I don't care. And this was my thing at the beginning of the year. I've been so conscious for years about what I put and what people see and are they gonna like it? And I just don't give a shit. I genuinely don't. Now it's to the point where, and I tell this to everybody, for every one person doesn't like it, as long as you're real, you're adding value, there's going to be 9 people that do. Don't care about the one. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. And the other thing is, so my thing was, my 3 tips were, like Sam said, be real, be yourself. Then it was what Mark said, which is don't be scared of what people think. And then the third one is just do it. And I'm not going to do the thing I did online. I can't do it as well as I used to. I can't remember his name. Shiloh the Booth. But yeah, just do it. Get stuck in. If you don't be afraid to create content. Now, if you're picking up all you need, you don't need all the kit. I've said this to people before. None of this kit even bloody works. It's just because it looks nice. Look, nothing. Load of crap. All you need is one of these. You just need a phone. There we go. Phone. Just get your phone, put it in front of you, and click on. Go live. If you don't want to go live, record a video. Just because you've recorded the video doesn't mean that you have to release it. Practice one. Practice again. Practice again. Don't spend all day doing it, but just get some content out there, add some value. Now, people that are scared that they don't know what to talk about, you're the expert on you, and you're the expert in your field. Like if you work for a company, you've been working there for 8 years, you're going to know a lot more than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So you are the subject matter expert. So talk about what you're good at. And yeah, no one's going to complain. What's everyone got to complain about?
To give you,
People whinging, who cares? They're not paying your bills.
To give you a real life thing, that comes down from the comedy when you're actually performing live in stand-up. Yeah, you've got to get that into your head. The sooner you get that into your head, the better you get. Is you go out and it's not like this where I can't see who's watching, who's listening. So it's even easier for me because I don't care. But you go out and you perform in front of 100, 150 people, and they're right there in front of you, and they give you instant feedback. But as soon as you get it into your head, like you just go, this doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. If you don't laugh, you don't laugh. It's fine. I'm doing my thing. And when you walk off that stage, you might be nervous as anything, but you walk off the stage, and even if they haven't even got one, and I've walked off to like basically cats walking on pillows. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, but very, very, very quickly, you work out that nothing bad happens. Nothing happens, and it's just a very, very weird sensation that you've almost, like you said, Stefan, just do it. Just do it. Once you realise actually nothing bad happens, I'm sure it's like jumping out of a plane. You think, oh God, I'm going to jump out of a plane. This is going to be terrible. You do it once, then you want to do it again and again again, and you realise nothing happens.
Yeah,
absolutely. And guys, the first time you go live, no one's probably going to watch you anyway. So don't worry about it.
That's true.
It's true. Honestly, it's taken me ages to get up to 3 views. Like, bonkers. But no, right. I think we kind of got it there. So before we go, just let's do a quick run around. I don't think we've got any. Oh, we have got questions. Sorry, my bad. We have a question from Sarah Gibson. How do you think your marketing strategies will change post-lockdown, if they change at all? Mark, should we go to you first?
Our marketing strategies are going to be more, because we do a lot of face-to-face stuff and we like to really meet people, but we're going to link them up more so that our basic online strategies and our face-to-face stuff are going to be much more cohesive. Because before they were sort of desperate, if that's the right word. So we're gonna really, really go for it, and we're going to back everything up that we've done online so far. We're going to make sure that our marketing strategies are more personal. So we'll take what we've done marketing wise over this period, over this non-awful period, this situation, and then we're going to make sure that we follow up on everything, and we're going to back everything up and really sort of like keep more in contact with people. That's what we've really realized. It's really important to keep contact, keep connections. So actually we've learned a lot from this period.
Actually, I think that's the best thing you can do. Tie it up together. I'm going to follow on from that point in a second, but I'll go over to you first, Anna. That's all right?
Yeah. So, I mean, very similar. It's that whole kind of when lockdown's finished, it's being able to go out into the world again and to be there face to face rather than just on a screen. It's going to be very surreal, but actually people like where we've been away from so many people for so long, I think that everyone's going to be so grateful to see someone and to be able to hug someone. Like, how much are we missing that kind of that social interaction? It's great. Do you know what? It's great that we've got our phones and we've got our technology and we can do face-to-face over a screen, but it's not the same. So I think after lockdown, it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Because from what I do with regards to charities that I work with, all I can really do is sort of sit here and message them and go, I hope everything's okay, and come up with some ideas for after lockdown. And at the moment, it's all about planning and having that positivity of when this is all over, we can go and do this. This is how we're going to raise money. And it's just being there, really. But I think in regards to it's going to change because we're going to be face to face with people rather than just on a screen. And I honestly, I cannot wait for that moment. I miss my charity work. I miss going out and you know, helping with all the different homeless things that I've done. I miss it all. That's hit me quite a lot, because obviously I'm usually so involved where I'd go to work, then I'd be at a charity event, or I'd be at an event, I'd be doing all these crazy things. And now it's like, go to work, Monsters Inc., and then bed. That's literally it.
That's really good, Sam. That's what we're doing, because we do a lot of work with charities with our comedy nights to help them raise it. But we constantly say, look, when this is over, when this, always reinforcing the fact that this will be over and we will get back to not normal, but we're ready to go. We're there for you. We're going to support you, and you will raise funds really, really quickly. And that's the positivity that comes across, which is really important when you're dealing with people that are maybe struggling or worried about what's going to happen to their charities in the future. We work with a lot of smaller charities that are really struggling. But you just say, look, no, we'll get this, because, in fact, for us, it's even better, because once this is all over, people will want to go out. They'll want to go out and have a good time and have a drink. Basically, inundated.
Well, this is the thing. And I think, Sam, you pulled up a really good point there for a lot of businesses to now take the time to do the planning bit. So those that can't work now for whatever reason, even if you're on furlough, like admittedly, if you're on furlough, you can't do any work, but that doesn't stop you creating a plan on the side. That's like saying at 5 o'clock when you finish work, you're not allowed to do any work. Like, not how it works, is it? So you can still plan, especially business owners. I know there's business owners and directors that are on furlough as well. Now, go and take this advantage now to step away a little bit. You're not focused on the day-to-day task, and plan. I love to plan, but make sure you're planning it and you're going to action the plans, not just kind of make a plan for the sake of making a plan, like a to-do.
No. Oh, so, hate them.
But what a great day after all this. How much more appreciative are you of like social contact of friends, of family, of even complete strangers that you come into contact with, that you don't appreciate how much it is, like meeting someone in the supermarket that you just have a 20-second conversation with about the price of blueberries. It doesn't matter, but you make those contacts, because we're literally just walking past each other at 2 meters, and it's like there's no interaction.
Exactly.
It's very weird. It's very, very, very strange.
We'll all be nicer to strangers when we come out of this.
Hopefully.
I think so. Yeah.
I hope so.
But for me, it's really surreal. And I speak to my friend Julie, who's commenting quite a bit here. She means a lot to me. She's like my work mum. We are so close. She's got my back through absolutely everything, and same with me, with her. And we've spoke throughout this whole process. And unfortunately, she can't be at work because she's on the vulnerable list. So she can't be near, anyone else really, other than her husband, who's amazing as well. And they're just such lovely people. And basically, I miss her. I'd go into work and she'd be there morning. She'd always be so smiley and so happy, and we'd give each other a hug. I miss that so much. And I said this to her. I said, I miss you so much. I miss all of my work colleagues. I could sit here and list them, but we'd be here for another hour. It's really hard, because I'm going into a school which is just amazing, and the people around me in the school are wonderful, but it's not the same. I'm used to being around all of my other work colleagues, and now I can't be, and I find that really difficult.
I miss high fives. I don't remember that.
We have to do elbows now.
That's
what we do with the kids.
Right.
I mean,
all the feet.
For me, it's about family as well. I mean, I'm very close to both my parents, and unfortunately, my dad's going through chemotherapy at the moment. So even when I go and visit him, I can't get that physical contact to give him a hug. So I'm basically visiting their house, but I'm sitting in the front garden talking to them through the front door, which is it's just like, wow, this is insane.
It is.
It just has to be done. I mean, it's not awful. It's just what has to be done.
It's just different.
It's different.
It's how we
it's
live
an
now.
Experience, and we'll be telling this story. It's going to be in history. When I was off subject, but I was watching Horrible Histories with the kids because they love it, and you know, you're learning about obviously the plague and horrible things like that. And I was actually sat there with my work colleague today, and I turned around to him and I went, do you know, COVID's going to be a really big part of history. They're going to talk about this for a long time. Our children, we're going to be teaching this. I can guarantee we're going to be teaching this. We're going to bring in the science element. We're going to bring in the social element, how we dealt with it. And do you know what? For me, that's so empowering. Like, I've got goosebumps now, because actually I'm quite excited to be that teacher, to stand up and go, we beat it, because we're going to beat it. And when we do, we're going to sit there and we're going to say, we were a part of this, and we did this, and we did it to save lives and to help others. And it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, kids, you probably haven't heard of hugs, but the reason that we don't do them anymore is because of this.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Germ spreaders. I love them dearly. I had one that sneezed today, and I went, wash your hands, don't touch any doorknobs. In fact, I might come with you and open all the doors. Like, it's such a big panic. Like, they sneeze in front of you, you go, ah. And if they cough even once, if their water goes down the wrong way, or they eat something and they choke on it, we're going, check your temperature, you're going home. You know, it's like, oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. But you know what? Like, we're almost trying to, because obviously children find it just as difficult as us, but maybe more, because obviously they're not equipped to sort of deal with this, whereas, you know, us adults, we're kind of like, right, okay, this is what we need to do. But the children don't understand it. They're all used to going out and playing and spending time together. Social distancing is the hardest thing. I'm in the playground, I'm going 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters, you're not 2 meters away, and they're like, Miss Bamford, and I'm like, listen, these are the rules, you've got to follow them. But it's so hard. And I'll tell you something really funny, really, really quickly, because obviously I know we haven't got much time, but this will make everybody laugh. So with the whole social distancing and everything, I got the children to do 2 meters apart and put stickers on the floor, right? And we stuck to that for about a day. That went well. The next day, when the stickers went, I had my desk, and I measured out 2 meters, and I made a little fort, and I said, right, this is my 2 meters, this is your 2 meters, da, 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 da. And it was fine until one child climbed over my fort, was in my face like this. Miss Bamford was like, no. You've got to laugh. You have to laugh. And you're going,
I'm just imagining if I was a teacher now, I just have like my entire class in Zorb balls. Like, you haven't got any choice now. 2 meters. Boing.
Oh, great idea.
Right, guys. With that we are done. We have got one more question. I don't think we're going to have time for it. From Maria. Which one is it? Where is it? I did see one.
Fire it up. Go on.
There we go. Our business is closed. Do you think it's worth upping your marketing? Yes, it is. 100%. Facebook ads have never been so cheap ever. I can't remember them being cheap in the last 8 years easily.
Keep your name out there. You've got to keep your name out there. Your brand or whatever.
Brand.
Well, everyone's on their social media. Everyone's seeing it. 100%. Post, because that's what people are doing, especially in this awful weather with all the rain now. Mm-hmm. Everybody is sat there on the social media having a look, and you know, like what we were saying before, positive posts. Yes, absolutely. Post where you can. You know, even to be honest, I would start doing things more personal, you know, from your business point of view. So, you know, if you're sort of, I don't know, gardening in the sunshine, you know, this is what we're doing, and this is what you could do. So you can almost be an influencer of being a positive person out there. So yeah, absolutely. Market yourself as much as you can.
Maria,
what the team doing? Greg's in his swimming pool in his garden. He's on furlough at the minute. Can't do nothing about it. You've got Debbie over there. She's cooking a barbecue on the street with everybody else. Like, this sort of stuff, you can do it. It doesn't have to be that. You can talk about product with, maybe you've got the back office team still making stuff. You can talk about that. Talk about stories. But now it's a great time to just build brand. Get your name out there. It's a great opportunity because you're not in competition in theory, because the other people aren't doing it either. So I would say push brand harder than them, and then you're there when everybody goes back to the new normal, that we can start selling again.
Maria, I was going to say, I don't know what business you're in, but if you find another business that everyone's in the same boat at the moment, if you find a business that is compatible with yours, work with them, double up your network. So you're promoting their business there, and I'm not one of these ones that go, "Oh, put me on the social," but find a business that works in harmony with yours if it's possible, and promote each other. Because you get, for us, we've been speaking to a lot to wedding planners and just saying, "Look, we'll pump you, you pump us," and when it all comes around again, we've got double the marketing. So you're using two people's marketing rather than just your own. And then, because I can see on your little picture, it says "be kind." So be kind to yourself and be kind to another business.
Lovely.
Absolutely. I know Maria. I know exactly who Maria is. So I will give you a call tomorrow, Maria, because we're doing some work with you as well. So I will give you a call and we'll talk about that exact point. What else we've got coming? We've got virtual hugs from Katie. Sam, your mum's back.
What she said.
Ask about the fort. I think
I already spoke about that.
Already done
it. That made her.
Really great interview.
Oh, that's Julie. Love her.
Rain is positive, not awful. We love a bit of rain.
Absolutely.
If we don't like rain, we're in the wrong place.
I like it when I'm inside and I can see it from outside and go, that's nice out there.
Or hear it. I love it when it rains at night.
Warm. Do you know what? When it's been sunny, I don't know if this is a weird thing that I do and others may well do it and sit there and go, I do that. But when it's been sunny and then it rains, does it? I don't know. It's got a really nice smell about it. And that's really weird.
Yeah,
but I quite like it. It's very refreshing.
So, sounds a bit weird. This is why we love it.
We already know that.
Well, we've gone slightly over time, but it's absolutely fine. It's probably because Mark was talking too much. Sam, you probably could have piped up a little bit more.
I know.
That's how it is. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been by far one of the most fun interviews I have had with people, one of the funnest shows we've done. So thank you very much for joining me. Just before you go, can you quickly, we'll just fly over to Mark first and then over to you, Sam. How can people get in touch with you, find out more about what you do? Have you got websites, social media links, that sort of stuff? So over to you first, Mark.
Well, our website's www.comedyatwork.com. You can email me at mark.hines@comedyatwork.com and I will get back to you straight away. We will talk to anyone.
Oh,
absolutely fantastic. And then over to you, Sam.
So my Facebook is Samantha Louise Emma. My Instagram is Miss South Coast Charity Queen. Contact me anytime, no matter who you are. If you want it to be something that is private, I am more than capable and happy to speak to you and to keep it very, very private. If it's you're finding things really difficult, I am more than happy to support you through it. And just be kind. Please smile. Whatever you do, smile. No matter what day you're having, have a smile. And thank you very much, everybody.
Guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. And I remind everybody that's watching, if you've enjoyed it, please do share with everybody else. Pay it forward. We're here to bring you positivity and to bring you some advice and help. And hopefully everybody can get something out of this. So if you have gained something from it and we brought value to you today, then please pay us back by sharing it with someone else that you think could benefit or sending them the whole video. Why not? Absolutely awesome. Everybody, we're back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Web Wednesday. So some more fantastic guests for you. That's it for today. Once again, guys, thank you very much for joining me on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks.
Everyone else, see you in the morning. Peace out.
Bye.